Hi, welcome to Practice English 365. I'm Anna, and today we will practice English together. You will listen, repeat, and speak with me just like in a real conversation. Our topic for today is dreams. Now, let's get started. When I was a little girl, my very first dream was simple. I wanted to be a teacher. I remember lining up my teddy bears and dolls, pretending they were students. I held a pencil like chalk, tapped it on a small notebook, and said loudly, "Good morning, class." My brother Michael peeked through the door and laughed. "Anna, you look so serious." I looked at him and replied, "One day, this won't be pretend. One day, I'll really be a teacher." That was my very first dream. Innocent, simple, and full of hope. My friend Sarah had a different dream. She wanted to be a singer. Every afternoon, she stood in her backyard holding a hairbrush like a microphone. She closed her eyes, lifted her chin, and sang loudly. Sometimes she was out of tune, but her energy was beautiful. I once asked her, "Sarah, why do you want to be a singer?" She smiled and said, "Because music makes me happy, and I want to make people happy too." Her dream wasn't just about herself. It was about sharing joy. I remember one evening, as the sun was setting, Sarah and I sat on the porch. She whispered, "Do you think I'll ever sing on a big stage?" I looked at her and said, "Yes, if you keep singing with that much passion, one day, people will listen." In school, I met David, a boy who dreamed of flying. He wanted to be a pilot. He always drew airplanes in his notebooks. While the teacher explained math, David sketched wings in clouds. During lunch, he would spread his arms and run around the yard pretending to be an airplane. I teased him once, "David, why don't you just walk like normal kids?" He shouted, "Because walking is boring. Flying is freedom." One rainy afternoon, we were waiting for class to end. David turned to me and said seriously, "One day, I will touch the clouds." His words stayed with me. They were not just a child's game. They were a true dream. As I grew older, I realized everyone carried dreams. Some were big, some were small, but all were important. In high school, my best friend Emily dreamed of being a writer. She carried a small notebook everywhere. During breaks, while others played, Emily sat quietly, scribbling sentences. I asked her once, "What are you writing?" She replied softly, "Stories about life, about people, about the future." One evening in the library, I saw tears in her eyes. She showed me a page and said, "This is a story about my grandmother. She wanted to write, but she never could, so I write for her." Emily's dream came from love, from memory, from family. It wasn't just a hobby. It was a way to keep a promise. Not all dreams are about jobs. Some are about life itself. My friend Lena dreamed of traveling the world. She had a big map on her wall with tiny red dots. Each dot was a place she wanted to visit. She would stand in front of that map and say, "One day I'll drink coffee in Paris. One day I'll ride a boat in Venice. One day I'll walk on the Great Wall of China." I laughed and said, "Save a seat for me in Paris." She laughed back, "Only if you carry my luggage in China." Dreams like Lena's are not about things. They are about experiences, moments, and feelings. Sometimes dreams are funny. When Michael was small, he told me, "I want to be a superhero." I asked, "Why?" He shouted, "Because I want to fly and save people." Of course, Michael didn't grow up to wear a cape, but his dream showed me how pure and kind children's hearts can be. As we grow, dreams change. My dream of becoming a teacher transformed. I didn't become a teacher in the traditional sense, but I found new ways to share knowledge, to help people learn English in ways that feel natural and alive. That's why I am here, talking with you now. Dreams take different forms, but their spirit stays. David's dream of being a pilot, he studied hard. Years later, he called me and said, "Anna, guess what? I flew a plane today." I shouted into the phone, "You did it!" His dream came true because he never let it go. Emily's dream of writing, she published her first short story online. She sent me the link and whispered, "It's small, but it's mine." I replied, "It's not small. It's the first step of a long journey." But dreams are not always smooth. Sometimes they break. My cousin Michael trained every day to be a soccer player. He woke up early, practiced even in the rain, and repeated again and again, "I will play for the national team." But one injury ended that dream. For weeks, he was silent, sad, lost. Then one morning, he said, "Maybe I can't play anymore, but I can coach." His dream transformed. He became a coach for kids, teaching them with the same passion he once had. His story taught me sometimes we don't give up on dreams. We just change their shape. Some dreams feel too big. My online friend, Hiroshi, once told me, "I want to build a company that helps people live healthier lives." I replied, "That sounds impossible." He smiled and said, "Dreams should be impossible at first. If they don't scare you, they're not dreams." His words pushed me to think bigger. Dreams also give us strength today. When Emily felt tired from exams, she wrote in her notebook, "One day I will publish a book." That simple sentence gave her power to keep going. When David was struggling with physics, he whispered to himself, "This is for my dream of flying." Dreams are like fuel. They give us energy when life feels heavy. I remember a night under the stars. Sarah and I lay on the grass, looking at the sky. She asked me, "Anna, what do you really dream of?" I stayed quiet, then said, "I dream of living a life that makes me proud, a life where I help others." She smiled and said, "That's beautiful." Dreams often reveal who we truly are. Dreams can also bring people together. When Lena talked about traveling, I felt her excitement. When Sarah sang, I felt her joy. When Hiroshi spoke about his company, I felt his determination. Listening to other people's dreams makes us closer because dreams show the deepest part of our hearts. Of course, some dreams don't come true, but that doesn't mean they are useless. Dreams guide us, even if we never reach them. They show us direction. They give us purpose. My grandmother once told me, "Anna, even if you don't reach the moon, chasing it will take you among the stars." I never forgot that. When I think about dreams, I think about more than goals. Dreams are not just about success or failure. They are about hope. They are about courage. They are about who we want to become. That's it for today's practice. Today, we shared stories about dreams, childhood dreams, student dreams, big dreams, broken dreams, and dreams that changed shape. Each story helps you practice English naturally and also gives you words to talk about your own dreams. If you keep practicing like this every day, your English will sound smoother, more natural, and more confident. If you liked today's video, type yes in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be here every day, walking with you on your English journey. See you tomorrow, right here on Practice English 365.